Hey guys, y'all know who it is, what's going on, when it's happening, where it's at, and why we're here today. How you doing? It is I, the sublimely magnificent, big ugly himself, Omari Ellis, Feo Grande here on the YouTube, and I'm here with my boy Superjaz. That's right, Superman that pose, give it a point up to the sky, doing what he can. Is it a bird? Is it a plane? Is it the Green Goblin? Ignore the shirt. It's Superjaz.
I should have worn a shirt with the Superman logo on it. Damn. Anyway,
So I could call it an S while you draw a J and then you get mad at me? Yeah.
our
All right. So,
branding wise, it would have just made better sense. But no,
but
what up?
yeah, I'm doing all right. We're here, with the third, actually, more. I'm going to take the scouter off. I like the scouter.
I like the scouter. I like it.
It starts to hurt my eye after a moment. But yeah, we're here today because we talked about, all the main DBZ movies except for one. But before we get to that one, there's a whole fucking series in between, and that's Dragon Ball Super. Hmm?
That's why we're watching it, because you said before we get to it, there's a whole
Yeah.
like, but that's why we watch it to get ready for it.
That's right, Dragon Ball Super, and we're starting with the first 18 or so episodes because we looked it up online. Like, all right, let's break down the arcs. How many episodes of this? And it's like the first 18 episodes are blah arc, even though the movie covered in those 18 episodes stops at like episode 14.
Yes. Yes.
But it still works out because they kind of go right into the stuff from the movie covered in the next thing. For those of you who don't know, we're talking about the first arc of Dragon Ball Super, which pretty much is the Battle of the Gods arc, but in anime form, with some differences from the movie. And I guess we'll just hop into it because the movie review was long as fuck.
And
Hopefully,
we're not talking about the saga of O'Doul's them. We're talking about the saga of Beer us.
shoot. All right. Kyorets, Morets, Dynamic Rats, go, go, Dynamic Makaruto, Suyokunaru. New series, Dragon Ball Super, and of course, new series. You gotta have the new theme. It's a cool. It's an okay song, huh?
I skip that shit every fucking time I
You
watched
said
it.
you
I don't
skipped it every time.
exactly
Well,
know
I,
everything that happens. I was like, I'm getting.
I watched it. Well, much like
I should have.
some other things, like I've seen Dragon Ball Super before this. Jazz has not. So when I watched it, I was watching it week to week. So when I watched it week to week, I didn't really care about skipping the theme song because I'm like, I see it once a week, whatever. Might as well treat it like if I'm watching a show on TV. But watching it marathoning, I did skip a lot of episodes, but not every time. But yeah,
I don't know if I've fully seen that movie. I should have watched it.
it's all right. Well, the source that we used to watch it had like the Adult Swim version that cut the theme song in half anyway for like 80% of the episodes. So either way, new show, new theme. I liked it better than Dragon Soul from Dragon Ball Kai, but
Okay, I thought you was
whatever.
about to say you liked it better than Rocket Dragon, and
No,
I'm gonna have to punch you through Zoom if you say that.
no, 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 no. All right, so yeah, so we get to the show, and like I said, the first arc is kind of like Battle of Gods. However, just so going with the show itself, we get the confirmation that yes, this series takes place shortly, like months, or it starts months after the Buu saga. World peace has been achieved on Earth, at least when it comes to dealing with giant monster things. And Goku has a job now. Kakarot has
Yeah,
a job as a farmer.
as a farmer, right?
Chi Chi made him get a job because she got tired of all the fighting and stuff. So he's out here plowing fields and shit. Naturally, he sucks at it because he'd rather be training or whatever.
He's not paying attention or sleeping while plowing or just whatever the fuck. Yeah.
Just not that good at it. Uh, we know, meanwhile, Hercule's even richer now because the world sees him as the savior from the big thing. And, I don't remember in what context. I think he was like doing a press conference. I just mentioned it because it was funny to me that he's like, "Yeah, world peace has been officially permanentized." I'm like, permanentized. Fantastic.
I'm laughing. You said world cheese.
World cheese has been officially permanent.
Cheese for everyone.
Hey. And Boo's living with them,
Yeah.
when he's just like, okay, Boo, want food? Boo, I'll feed you some food later if you want me to, but I gotta do this. So anyway, you got that.
These voices, I'm just gonna go take a back seat. You want to? The voices with you talking back and forth is hilarious.
Yeah, so Videl and Gohan are now a full-on married couple. The first episode's got her exploring her relationship with her new family more, like Goten and Trunks buying her like a gift for reasons. Where it's filler shit, but it's trying to get people back into a series, especially assuming they didn't see the movie.
The fucking gift.
It's toilet water. Did you mean eau de toilette? Sure, kids. It's great.
This bitch got it from a fucking random ass lake. Okay. The fuck?
But it's the thought that counts or whatever, and she realized that because they're like 7. So it's like, all right, cool. Meanwhile, off in the universe, we get introduced to Beerus in the series where he's blowing up half of a planet because he didn't like their food enough.
Yeah, God damn. Tap shit.
Yeah, as opposed to the movies where we get his reputation. In the show, we see his reputation. Like, oh no, they're right. He does just blow up shit for no fucking reason. I'll take half. Oh, half of the food? No.
Because it was cold. It was good, but it was cold or some shit.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
But meanwhile, episode ends with Hercule showing up and just being like, "Hey, Goku, here's 100 million zenny." What? Why? Well, let's be honest. I wouldn't have half this if not for you and your family. You saved the world, so take the fucking money. Which further proves the point I always try to make when I bitch about Chi-Chi and her bitching. Kakarot don't need a job to get money and shit. He's best friends with the money tree, and now his son has married into the family of another money tree. Just if you need money so much, Chi-Chi, ask the money trees. Go shake them a bit.
Now, what's funny is if Goku was a fucking asshole and evil, he could just intimidate people and get money through extortion.
Also that.
But he ain't gonna do that.
But yeah, and with the money that they get, Chi-Chi's more okay with Goku going to train on King Kai's planet, which takes us to the second episode where Goku goes to train with King Kai. King Kai doesn't really have a choice in the matter, even though he keeps trying to tell Goku no. Goku's like, I'm gonna start training, so whatever. And the second episode is Vegeta's family vacation.
Oh yeah,
where Vegeta's actually going around being a dad and a husband for once. And I loved that the entire episode, by the way. You're just mad the whole time.
Not fucking being present. That's Vegeta's being present and in the moment. That might as well be Vegeta smiling and having a great time with his son. Is like, really?
Well, I mean, they had like little things sprinkled throughout where it was like, okay, this is the family and stuff.
But that motherfucker crack a joke or smile. But anyway,
when does he normally?
Exactly, but it was just funny.
Yeah, but yeah, like I said, I loved his angry expression all episode. But I remember when I first saw this episode, I was like, "What the hell am I watching? What is this series?"
Fucking watching Vegeta like a vacation dad and shit. What the fuck?
I wasn't mad, but I was like, "Is that all this series is gonna be?" Because I didn't realize that they were like doing the movies. I was like, "This series just let's check out our Z fighters in their ordinary life."
In their ordinary life.
Post Boo saga. Eventually, Vegeta gets mad at like a rave because people keep bumping into him, and then they pressure him to try to dance in front of everybody. He's like, "Fuck this shit, I'm out." And Bulma and Vegeta and Trunks are like, "Well, he lasted this long."
He made a promise to Trunks for something.
When they were training back in Z, because the footage looked like it was old too.
You can land a hit on me. I'll take you to something.
Take you to a theme park. And they did. They went on the roller coaster. Mad on the roller coaster.
Yeah, just mad as a motherfucker. Trying turkey legs. Trying on clothes. On the roller coaster. It's like, damn, bro. That shit was hilarious.
Yeah, so that was pretty much the main part of that episode. But meanwhile, Beerus is. Oh, yeah. Also, when he leaves, Bulma looks and sees on the beach a giant cruise ship, and she's like, I want one of those for my birthday coming up. Meanwhile, Beerus is out destroying another planet that wouldn't give Whis the food that he wanted. And to be fair, by the time Beerus is like, hey, okay, give us the fucking food, they try to openly attack him, and I'm like, all right, y'all really made sure y'all
fucked up, right?
Yeah, I'm like, he was gonna blow it up probably anyway, but y'all ain't help your case by not speaking the language they are, and then. And we tried the diplomatic thing. He's like, ooh, got to taco ta. Oh, okay, well. And the Kai start freaking out and stuff. And Vegeta ends the episode training as well. And as usual, he trains harder than Kakarot, because Kakarot's like, I need to go to King Kai's planet so I can train at 10 times gravity. Meanwhile, Vegeta's at home, 150 times gravity, let's go.
Yeah. And just flipping like it wasn't shit. Them motherfuckers.
Yeah, and he's like, he always trains harder than Kakarot, but he's eternally inferior to Kakarot. Sad boys.
That's why he's on the roller coaster like this.
Yeah. Sad boys. But at the end of the episode, Beerus remembers the dream, because if you don't remember the movie, Beerus had a dream / premonition at the beginning that they talked over through in like 5 minutes so he could remember what he's trying to think about, which is the Super Saiyan God. He dreamed about fighting a Super Saiyan God. And the show took 2 episodes for him to remember what he's talking about.
Of something, and it's like, what is that? He's trying to hear you.
Mm-hmm. So, episode 3, Beerus still wondering about the Super Saiyan God. And him and Whis are traveling, and they casually drop in that conversation that Whis is the fastest being in the whole universe. Sorry, Birder. The title was usurped a long time ago. But it's technically Whis. And this episode is essentially, we get more of the beginning of Battle of the Gods with the Kais talking to each other about Beerus. It's just extended this time, more crazy shit going on, and them crediting him for things like the dinosaurs being extinct on Earth, and apparently Beerus put Elder Kai in the Z Sword.
Hilarious.
And also, I thought the show didn't mention Beerus ordering the Saiyans to be killed by Frieza, but it did. It's just an even more passing conversation in the show. Yeah. So I'm like, oh no, there is one line where he mentions it. But yeah, that episode, we get to see Krillin family on the way to Bulma's party and stuff, and the boat that it'll take place on, because instead of taking place in the backyard of Capsule Corp, this time it's on a fucking cruise island.
Cruise ship. Yeah.
Cruise ship damn near the size of that. That thing is fucking huge, because of course it is.
Yeah, what?
And yeah, everybody arrives at the party, save for Vegeta and Kakarot. And Launch, but who cares?
Launch is not a Z.
Did you not hear me? And Bulma's mom is?
Bulma's mom was on the fucking...
Yes!
Super?
She was on the boat. So it was Dr. Brief. They didn't do much because they really didn't matter. But they were there.
After Dragon Ball, nobody cared about Launch. Okay.
I even said, or Launch, but who cares? She could be in the fucking background. Anyway.
Let's move on. That's all you need to know.
Anyway. Beerus ends the episode on his way to King Kai's planet because they locate Goku because they're looking for like the last few Saiyans, and like in the movie, Whis is like, "Oh, the guy that killed Frieza is over here," and so they start heading there. So episode 4, enter the Pilaf gang. I almost feel bad for them because of what they're going through. Like they all starving and all this stuff, almost, but they're the Pilaf gang, so you can't actually feel bad for them. But
good point. They make them sympathetic enough in the show, but they still are bad guys, right?
Yeah, they're sympathetic enough to be comic relief, but not sympathetic enough to be sympathetic. So yeah, we get more boat party footage and Goten and Trunks going on their little prize adventure to show what the prizes are, and it's an even bigger fucking castle as one of the prizes, and a jet and a Dragon Balls and a diamond or whatever for the bingo thing.
They showed in the show, they showed just how locked up the Dragon Balls were. Because before it was just look at all the prizes, but this time it was like, yeah, dude, punching this code and shit, and then it dropped this thing down and then opened it up, and I was like, okay, I feel that. Okay,
Yeah, actually have them under lock and key.
Right.
So yeah, they do that, and the Pilaf gang go to the boat this time, actively trying to steal the Dragon Balls. Whereas in the movie, they were trying to rob Capsule Corp because they needed money, and they happened upon, like, oh shit, the Dragon Balls are here. This time they're like, nah, Dragon Balls is on that boat, let's go.
Because Pilaf, did he overhear or did he see?
He had it on his radar. His Dragon radar saw that they were that way. When Trunks opened the thing up, they were able to be sensed, and he's like, oh shit, Dragon Ball's that way. But then when he closed it back, yeah, so they do that, and meanwhile, King Kai tells Goku about Beerus because it slips through conversation, much like in the movie, and Beerus shows up at the end of that episode. Also, the Pilaf gang's first encounter with Trunks goes entirely different. It's Trunks like trying to save them from drowning in the water as opposed to him catching them trying to steal shit or whatever. And no like girlfriend mini storyline or anything.
Was the girlfriend thing in there? I didn't think I missed that.
Not at this point anyway. I don't think.
Yeah. I was making sure I didn't miss it. I didn't think I did. Right, it went in there. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. We get to episode 5. Episode 5 is Kakarot versus Beerus round 1. Pretty much just like the movie, with the exception that it's drawn out. Kakarot gets to do more in a futile effort. And we also have worse animation than the movie, which I'll go ahead and say here. Early Dragon Ball Super, because a lot of people would get mad at me if I don't mention it. Yes, early Dragon Ball Super, the first couple arcs, had some parts with some bad animation. And I didn't notice it when I first watched the series because I don't have, I guess, an artist's eye. I don't see time in frames like most people seem to this day, where they look at something and they're like, this is 30 frames a second instead of 60. I can't fucking tell you. Does it look like a solid motion? Sure. So, but...
It ain't no Simpsons first season. I didn't notice it. Right. So...
but it did have some bad animation thing, but that was because of budget issues / new people working on it, blah blah blah. They all get their act together by series end, so it really doesn't matter. But I figured I'd at least mention it here because I remember hearing a lot of people that didn't even want to give it a fucking shot once they saw the bad animation early on, way back.
Oh, damn. All right.
Yeah, so there's that. Episode 6, because Goku gets bodied like he does in the movie by Beerus. Yeah, it's just not fair at all. Episode 6, Beerus shows up at the party, and Vegeta's there by then because Bulma yelled at him to get there. But yeah, Beerus shows up at the party, sees Vegeta. Vegeta has the flashback. At first I'm like, because when Vegeta first gets warned by King Kai that Beerus is coming, he doesn't have a flashback like he did in the movie. He's just like, I think I've heard the name. I'm like, oh, does the show not have the flashback? No, the show does, and we actually get to see why his dad got wrecked the way he did. He didn't give Beerus a comfy pillow. He gave him the second comfiest pillow from the planet that Beerus told him to conquer. Okay.
Bruh. King Vegeta, this imposing figure that strikes fear in the hearts of the entire fucking universe and galaxy. And this man Beerus is like, I don't give a damn.
Mm-hmm.
That's fucking crazy.
Well, same thing with Frieza. Frieza's even worse. The fact that, he's like that with Frieza. With Frieza being way more feared than the Saiyans are, considering they work for him.
Yeah. You beauty monkey.
Fucking movie. But yeah, Vegeta, by the way, when he comes across Beerus, he tries to, stand his ground, but he can't fucking move. which kind of goes to the same thing like with Kakarot, where Kakarot tried to go in for an attack at one point when Beerus, when he's like, "Get fucking serious! I'm Super Saiyan 3!" And then like his body moves on its own away from Beerus, and Beerus is like, "You got good natural instincts. I was actually thinking about attacking, and you probably would have died." So even though you wanted to attack, your body's natural instincts were like, "Nah, you can't. You gotta move away from this dude." And Vegeta is like that to the nth degree because he can't move at fucking all, especially once he has the flashback. And I get it, but I hate it. Kind of like in the Brawly movie, the first Brawly movie, where Vegeta's just sitting like, I can't. And like, I get why he's scared of this person to where he can't move, but I still hate it as a Vegeta.
It's basically like your conscience. You think you want to fight, but your subconscious is so hardcore saying, fuck no.
Yeah, so there's that. Oh, there's no Bing. And the rest of the episode is Vegeta trying to not piss off Beerus, like in the movie.
Like a motherfucker. Being a servant like a motherfucker.
Mm-hmm. It's a lot like the movie, but this time with Beerus being a lot more threatening with the intimidation about doing stuff like, just like, you better fucking do this shit. Oh yeah, I'm over here having my wedding crashers thing, but you and I know what's up.
That's what Beerus. The fuck.
And apparently Vegeta can cook, or at least cook enough to make takoyaki. He's like, takoyaki!
Oh yeah, they had like a big old like kind of montages moment.
So that was pretty funny. But eventually we get to the pudding incident, much like the movie where Majin Buu won't give Whis or Beerus the pudding. And Buu does his whole licking all the pudding things, and he gets bodied even harder than he did in the movie. And it's like, well, that's not good. Let's go to episode 7, where it's like, damn, the start of that episode is, like I said, much like some of the stuff in the previous episode. It's hard for me to watch as a Vegeta fan because he's so frozen in fear. And like, yeah, okay, he's ruining the party. I really should fight now, but I still can't move at all. And, you know, at least Gotenks had more initiative than Vegeta, but that's also because they're little kids and they're stupid. So they fused and try to take initiative to fight. No, he doesn't. And again, he doesn't spank her like in the movie, but he does something else like equally. This is a kid. I'm literally just treating you like a kid to the nth degree. Get the fuck out my face. Then everybody else gets bodied because they're like, okay, now you're attacking the children. We cut to Whis eating sushi with the fork, which was weird for me to see.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm like, it's weird for me to see someone eating sushi with a fork, especially as something made by Japanese people.
Okay.
But for all I know, the whole concept of, oh, you better eat sushi with chopsticks might just be Americans overthinking things like, no, in their culture they use chopsticks, so you better eat it with chopsticks.
You know, we talk about shit being Americanized, and they definitely have a lot of westernized things in DBZ. So maybe if what you said isn't the case, maybe they put the fork in for us.
Or maybe they just don't care.
That's what I said.
Yeah. So eventually Dende gets a sense like, oh, we can't touch this dude or even sense his power because he must be a deity, like a literal deity. And Piccolo's like, oh shit. Unlike in the movie where they just kind of just guessed it right off the back, where they seem to know everything right off the back because Piccolo always seems to know shit and never tell anybody.
Yeah, true. In the whole series.
It's like, oh, this actually came up. Yeah, it ain't gonna work, guys. Why?
He has 3 arms is because one time he was fighting, found another one, and fused it to his body. Can't you tell, Goku? Like, no, bitch, the fuck?
And it's always, like you said, with the can't you tell? Didn't you know?
Right.
No. The fuck? Yeah, that kid's clearly from the future and came in a time machine. I didn't even have to eavesdrop on your conversation to realize that. What? Shut your damn mouth. I love Piccolo, by the way. I'm not hating on Piccolo. But yeah, so eventually we get to the point where Bulma gets mad at Beerus and yells at him for ruining her party. We get a slow-mo bitch slap this time. Where Beerus just slow-mo slaps the shit out of her. And that, finally triggers the Vegeta My Bulma moment, which then leads us into episode 8 with Vegeta versus Beerus, where Vegeta has both a more impressive and weaker showing than he had in the movie. I don't know how to explain it. Like, it feels like he was doing a lot more stuff, but at the same time, it feels like Beerus was a lot less affected than he was in the movie. Despite
it might just be, you might say, he was less affected, but it might be more impressive just because, like you said, he just did more.
Yeah,
that might
exactly.
be all it was. Is he tried harder.
Yeah, more impressive showing, but weaker result is what I meant to say. Yeah. And I love how the Pilaf gang in this episode, the second they started realizing shit was going down, they GTFO'd, got on a boat and started, like, sailing away. They're like, nope, don't care if there ain't no Dragon Balls on that ship or not. We ain't getting wrapped up in that shit. This is how we rode the boat.
Right. They were like, bitch, we just hungry. We're not trying to die. What the
fuck? So, yeah, they're Mm-hmm. And eventually Beerus gets convinced to give the Earth a second chance via rock, paper, scissors.
Yes, they made rock, paper, scissors epic as fuck. Like, oh my god. Well, I mean, you didn't say who got called up.
Well, I was letting you talk.
Oolong, yeah, which was random than a motherfucker.
Mm-hmm.
You pig man. Oolong was like, bitch, me?
Well, you're pink just like the other thing. Clearly, you're the same race. Well, first off.
No. Everybody, including Oolong, was like, me? Oolong was even like, he was like, I'm a fuck up. I don't want to even do this. I don't trust myself.
And they're like, why Oolong of all people? Well, you better fucking get it right, Oolong. And I mean, he ties him 2 or 3 times, but then...
That's because he kept throwing scissors.
Yeah, and then the third time, throw scissors the third time in a row. And after him and Beerus both do like some fucking epic, or Beerus does some of this like...
Yeah.
All right, I know what I'm throwing.
They made rock, paper, scissors epic as shit because he threw it, and then they show almost like after the big blast that destroyed the land around them.
Mm-hmm.
They show the 2 combatants afterwards, and they show Oolong's face. And the camera panned down, and you saw this. I was like, "This is some epic ass rock, paper, scissors."
Indeed, it is. It is definitely top 5 and most epic presentations of rock, paper, scissors for me. There's one series that actually uses it that makes rock, paper, scissors a bit more epic, but that's because it's weaved into the attacks of the main character's whole shtick. Anyway, and yes, it's an anime.
What else would it be?
Right? But yeah, Goku. So Oolong eventually loses. Beerus gets ready to destroy everything. Kakarot shows up, stops him with the idea, we're gonna use the Dragon Balls. Which leads us to episode 9, where Shinron is summoned. And it's still funny, but Shinron's still scared as shit of Beerus.
Shinron being shook is hilarious.
Yeah, but it pretty much plays out just like the movie, with them talking about what the Super Saiyan God is, how it's a ritual, them getting the number wrong initially. They don't mention Tarble this time, but they still need Vidal's unborn baby that they just now found out about, much like the movie. And the transformation is a lot more grandiose, with the sky opening up and the music just... Like, jeez. Yeah. I'm like, all right, so that you stepped that part up at least for the first Super Saiyan God transformation, and then that's that whole episode. So episode 10, we get Kakarot and Beerus, round 2, fight. And again, similar to the movie, but it starts off a lot more one-sided against Kakarot than the movie did, because in the movie, he's like, I'm Super Saiyan God, and they immediately start going blah, 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 blah. This time, it's like, I'm a Dustit. You're still not as powerful as me, though.
Yeah, it's just like, you're God. Yay. Okay, you can't do nothing, though. Right.
Yeah, and Beerus is like treating it like a test the whole episode, and Goku, it turns out, was also not necessarily taking everything entirely serious, because he was too focused on hitting Beerus with the same combination that finished him off, which is a flick to the forehead and a chop to the neck. So Goku was just focusing on trying to hit him with that the whole time.
That's some Saiyan shit. What the fuck? Just win the fight. Like,
yeah, Beerus is like, wait, I've just been like dicking around trying to test you, and you've been dicking around trying to hit me with a flick to the forehead and a neck chop. All right, whatever. You know, I'm still the god of destruction. But okay, sure. But that's episode 10. Still fun to watch. Don't get me wrong.
Oh yeah.
Episode 11. Fight continues. Kakarot, you know, near the beginning, Beerus is like, here's a fucking ball of death. And Kakarot, like, catches it and squeezes it into, like, nothingness. And he's like, that's cool. I was holding back on that, though. Or that's when Beerus is like, I've been holding back this whole time, and starts beating the shit out of Kakarot. Kakarot.
God of destruction.
Exactly. Exactly. The fight gets to go up to the stratosphere where they're like, you know, in space but not in space because Goku can't breathe in space, but they look like they're in space. But yeah, they're fighting, and eventually Beerus like just starts pulling out little balls of destructive energy and starts like playing hacky sack with them, just like boop boop boop. Doo. All right, see what you can do against these balls of pure destruction energy. Goku's like, haha, I destroy it. All right, here's like 1,000.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, Kamehameha blows him up, you know, cool Kamehameha moment. But Goku's still not strong enough. Beerus is like, pow, bitch, what? Impaled! And Goku falls to the earth. You know, seems like he's defeated, but instead, he's just happy he can be defeated, and it reinvigorates him. Well, I'm ready for round 2, Beerus. Oh, okay, time to get serious. That's episode 11. I see you shaking your head.
Because it's not only saying shit, it's Dragon Ball Z villain shit. Like,
Yeah.
what the fuck?
So, episode 12, more of the fight. It's scaled up from the movie now, and now Goku and Beerus are like fucking clashing, and their clashes are causing shockwaves to ripple across the universe that get stronger as they ripple across the universe and just become like instant planet destroyers. And we get the Kais tripping like, if they keep fucking doing this, the universe is gonna fall apart. Like, how many clashes you think? I don't know, about 3?
Knocking motherfuckers down and shit, like destroying planets.
Yeah. And it reminded me of a joke my friend made a long time ago. All right, Jazz, are you familiar with the series on YouTube called Death Battle?
Yeah, Death Battle.
All right, so you know what the theory of Death Battle is. For those of you who don't know, they take characters from fiction and usually from opposite things of fiction, because most of the time people in the same thing of fiction fight each other anyway. So they take people of power, of various power levels from different things of fiction, put them against each other, try to use science to figure out who would actually win.
Anime, movie, whatever, yeah.
And obviously, they covered one of the most argued things on the internet, although I don't know why it's argued on the internet. Kakarot versus Superman. Superman wins. Superman wins free. Yeah, so they did it the second time after like Battle of the Gods came out, because they had to, or after Resurrection F, because they had to account for Super Saiyan Blue.
Okay.
But the first time they did it, Battle of the Gods had not come out, and Superman won free. And people are like, okay. Well, then Dragon Ball Super comes out later. Or maybe Battle of the Gods had come out, but Goku still lost. But Resurrection F hadn't. And then Dragon Ball Super comes out. And my friend Shay was like, you know what I feel like? I feel like Toriyama saw that first death battle and was like, oh no, you don't understand how powerful Goku is. No, the punches, the shockwaves from his punches can destroy the universe.
Like Toriyama saw that shit on YouTube and said, "Oh, you think I'm a bitch?
Fucking gaijins, I'll show you." But but yeah, so that was just something that reminded me of. But yeah, and also this whole fight, one of the things I found constantly amusing was Vegeta.
Yes.
He was silent and looking up at it the whole time. And there was even a funny moment this episode where Whis is like, "That's gotta hurt your neck. Look, man, here's a projection. It's like a TV screen. We could just watch it like this, huh?"
But see, the only thing you're not doing right for the impression is you don't have some angry fucking scowl on your face while you're looking up.
Well, because I think it's too funny.
This motherfucker was looking up mad.
Yeah, he was just pissed. That's why he's awesome. But yeah, so that was a funny moment. Meanwhile, the Kais are like, "Hey, we know y'all can hear us. Stop doing this shit. You're gonna destroy the universe." Clearly, neither of the motherfuckers listen. They're having too much fun. And then we also get some like Hercule shenanigans and stuff with people on Earth like, "There's shockwaves going, Hercule save us." "Oh, I can't save you, blah blah blah. I'm somewhere else," that kind of shit. Classic Hercule. But eventually we get ready for like, what looks like it's gonna be the third punch to try and fully fucking destroy everything. And fucking Goku and Beerus start pulling back. They each get their own like colored dragon effect around them. I'm like, holy shit. I was like, the movie was fantastic, but damn, y'all definitely tried to step this shit up and make it epic. They do the third clash, and nothing happens. No shockwave. Because Kakarot finally managed to match the punch with enough force to prevent shockwaves from coming out. Apparently, he tried to do it with the second one and was slightly off. And he's like, "Yeah, I actually got it that time." And it's like,
fucking DBZ.
And then Beerus is like, "Well, fuck you. Have some fucking energy. What can you do against an energy beam?" So you have an energy fight between the two of them, which makes its own shockwaves. And we see a planet way off in the distance just get dusted, just disintegrated to dust. Just like, oh shit. So they really don't give a fuck about that planet. By the way, Goku's still not strong enough to do this. He's about to lose. Or does he? We'll find out next time on Dragon Ball Z, because he gets some kind of extra reserve. He keeps tapping into reserves of energy, like, aha! So, episode 13. We figure out, Kakarot finds out he has enough energy, and he's able to stalemate it enough to neutralize the shockwave effect. But Beerus is still stronger than he is, because of course. And so he makes a new ball of energy, and it's like, this is even more dangerous. And it's gonna explode and definitely kill everybody on the planet. Everybody's preparing to die. Hercule's like yelling at Whis to stop it. He's like, "I can't." And he's like, "Fucking stop it." He's like, "Well, fine. No one's killing my daughter and my new grandbaby. Fuck you, energy ball. I'm gonna fucking protect him my damn self." That's all he can do, to be fair. But the ball explodes.
Even though there's no way that would work, but yeah. Desperation.
Mm-hmm. Ball explodes, no effect. Hercule's like, "Haha, the power of love conquers all." But no, Hercule was not the thing to stop it. It was Beerus, who was like, "Oh yeah, that probably is a bad thing if that explodes. Let me just destroy the destruction." Because God of destruction. So yeah. So Beerus again goes, "Hey, by the way, still was holding back. Duh." But Kakarot wasn't. And, like, still trying his best to, like, try and do shit. Like, "I'm almost out of energy." Headbutts him. It was hilarious. And Beerus gets mad, like, "Fine, I'll hit you with 100% of my power." Blah, blah. They still fight. Eventually, Goku powers down, out of time from the Super Saiyan God thing. And Beerus is like, "You need to fucking stop." Goku's like, "Fuck you!" Still lands a hit. With, good on him, because apparently his body's grown more used to such things like deity or whatever. And then they both go crazy with laughter, having too much fun fighting and fight till the episode's over. Episode 14. Battle of God.
I remember the battle lasted a while.
Yeah. And episode 14, Battle of Gods, is pretty much the conclusion of the movie, but in the show. You got Kakarot fighting back, but not really doing that much with his fighting back, because he's not even Super Saiyan God anymore. But what he is doing is managing to impress Beerus by the fact that he keeps fighting back. Yeah. But Goku finally loses, finished off with yet another flick to the head. Or does he?
You funny, bro.
He comes back up and he's like, "Oh, I got more energy. I can't let you destroy the fucking planet." And Beerus has had enough of Goku's shit. He's like, "Here's a new fucking death orb. Fucking low. When to tap out? I can't tap out." And last effort, fucking destroys the energy ball, passes out. Or does he? Actually, he does this time. He can't really move. Falls to the planet. Vegeta catches him. Catches his nigh unconscious body.
Nobody catch him or something.
Yeah, the first movement he's taken since the fight started. By the way, a lot of the main Z fighters got on a Bulma ship and went to watch it.
Because they didn't have any energy left over from giving it to Goku. Right?
Mm-hmm. But that eventually crashes when the fucking death explosion was about to go on. But now everybody's here. Vegeta didn't get in the ship with the rest of them. He just kept looking from his spot. Yeah, pissed off. So Vegeta catches him though, and then we get a different loophole than the movie. Because in the movie, Beerus is like, "I'm gonna destroy the Earth, or I'm gonna destroy Earth." Breaks a rock. I did it. Haha. In this one, he's like, "Fuck you! I'm destroying Earth because I'm a destroyer god." And he falls asleep.
I ain't gonna lie. Okay, I got it. I'm mainly cool with it. A small little part of me, maybe more than just small part of me, when I saw that kind of pissed me off. I'm sorry, because I saw that and I was like, this motherfucking badass motherfucker, I'm a toy with the strongest being I've heard of about in legend. This fucking, I'm gonna tap my finger and have the planet exploded. This fucking, you need to give me comfortable pillows, not the second most comfortable, or I will kill the king of kings, shout out to Triple H. This motherfucking, I am better than all that I see, and even the shit that I don't and have never heard of, has narcolepsy. In the middle of doing a move, just, there was a piece of me that was like, yo, I see what you did, but at the same time, I'm okay with it, but I kind of don't like it.
Yeah, and Whis was just like, "Oh, he's tuckered himself out. Well, I guess we'll be leaving now. Looks like you guys lucked out today. I've got my sushi, so I don't care."
Deus Ex Machina. What the fuck?
Literally. Well, so was the Destroy Earth before. Either way, it's going to be a literal Deus Ex Machina.
But that was the movie Deus Ex Machina, and I know we're going to move on, but the movie Deus Ex Machina, that was more understandable because at least it was like, ha ha ha, I grown to like you all. I want to spare you. This was, I'm going to kill, oh shit, nope, actually can't kill you because I'm asleep. It's almost like when they were storyboarding it and the dude put that shit in and Toriyama was like, yeah, we kind of wrote ourselves into a box. Go with it. Like, the fuck?
But yeah. And when Beerus leaves, you know, him and Whis on their way back to his planet, Whis is like, you can stop pretending to be asleep now. What makes you think I was pretending to be asleep? Also, you told Goku at some point you were using 100% of your power, even though we both know that's not true? But how did you know? So, clearly, he wasn't using all his power, and clearly he didn't actually fall asleep. But He just tried to find some way to get out of it. Which I can only assume is because they were in a different location than, like, in the movie. You know, since they were on the boat in the middle of the ocean. So,
I forgot that he said he's pretending to be asleep, but I still stand by most of what I said.
Yeah, he pretended to be. That was his excuse to get out of destroying them. Was like, oh, I fell asleep. Because we just like, and I'm pretty sure when he wakes up, he'll have all forgotten about his whole thing today, and him wanting to destroy the planet. But yeah, and then, you know, we get Kakarot, you know, revealing to everybody that he was there the whole time, and because he mentions the My Bulma thing. Also, he's like, well, next time, Vegeta, you can do it. And Vegeta, like in the movies, like, fuck that if it's not all my power. Because Goku also wasn't satisfied that the power wasn't entirely his own.
Yeah.
So, but Vegeta is still vowing to be stronger. But that's, you know, episode 14. and that covered the Battle of the Gods movie. So we still watched 18 episodes. Might as well cover the next 4. Episode 15, Hercule filler. Aliens come to try and congratulate whoever fought Beerus recently and stop them from destroying their planet. And Hercule gets mistaken for this person because, of course, he does. There are also cat aliens with a weird dance thing.
And weird. The snack planet or some shit. Yeah, what the fuck was that? We thank you. What the fuck was that shit?
I feel like I'm doing a fucking I'm not sure if I'm allowed to say his name impersonation with the
Oh, okay. All right. You know.
Yeah.
But no, like what the fuck was that? I was like, oh, okay. And then they left. And I was like, why did we meet them?
Because it was a Hercule filler, and we needed a way for Hercule to get out the situation. They're cat aliens, and they saw a dog, and they're really fucking terrified of dogs. But there was some other funny shit that episode because you know, Chi-Chi spent all the money that they got already.
Yeah,
and made Kakarot go back to working. And I thought it was funny when he tried to fight for Hercule at one point, but Chi-Chi sees it. He's like, quick, just punch me and make me fake that I lost. And Hercule does the punch, and he's like, oh, I fell! Wait, I forgot my tractor! Woo!
Oh, yeah, I do remember that, yeah. I remember that shit, yeah.
Yeah, dude, oh, I forgot my tractor! Oh, God.
I remember that shit.
So, it was a funny episode. And Hercule, numerous times when he's lying about himself, looking like he's like a Super Saiyan, but he's Hercule. It was hilarious. They drew him like yellow, spiky hair, like Super Saiyan Hercule. Is fantastic. But also, I still got mad at Chi-Chi because she's like still bitching at Kakarot about fighting all the time, despite the fact that he just he's still literally saving the world and universe, Chi-Chi, you dumbass hoe. But
oh God, bro.
Look,
you got mad as a motherfucker for a second.
I was mad. Like this is in my goddamn notes. The fact it's a typo, whatever. I was typing while I was watching, but yeah. Despite the fact that he's still literally saving the world, you dumbass. Yeah, but you know, so that happened. But the episode was funny, kind of harmless, whatever. So we go to episode 16. Apparently, more planets are being destroyed, but they don't follow Beerus's MO. According to the highs, they're like, no, this is like complete destruction. Beerus at least likes to leave debris or some shit. There's a method to his madness, kinda, not really, but this ain't Beerus. We don't think it is destroying planets.
Beerus stabs people. This person's shooting them.
Yeah, right.
They're still dead. The fuck.
But you know, they're just Kai's gonna Kai, I guess. So that's what's going on. Meanwhile, Goku's continuing to be bad at his job, falling asleep on the tractor and all this shit, ruining the fields. Krillin shows up. There's a funny conversation between him and funny gag where Krillin's like, "Punch me, Goku, as hard as you can." Punches the shit out of that man. And then Krillin's like, "All right, I felt like I probably needed to quit being a fighter. That proved, yeah, it was time to hang up my shit. I have my closure. I won't be a fighter anymore." That lasts all of like 2 minutes. Anyway.
But don't ask your friend to punch you hard as fuck in the damn stomach.
Well,
just period.
Or at least ask him to punch you in the stomach. You have to punch him in the face.
Oh yeah, he did.
It's right here. Ugh. But we did have a cute moment between him and 18 where she's like nursing his wounds and shit. That was cool.
Yeah, you don't normally see 18 get affectionate like that. That's true.
Mm-hmm. So, meanwhile, apparently Whis has just been, because some time has passed since the first movie, and Whis has just been visiting repeatedly because Beerus is sleeping now, and Whis is just coming on his own to chill at Voma's and stuff. They're just like they're not BFFs, but you know, they're kind of like that. That's like a budding friendship going on. Like, let's have a lunch date. And I'm not gonna lie, I don't think Beerus and Whis' food gasms will ever get old to me.
Oh shit! Yeah,
That shit's hilarious.
it is so funny how these fucking all powerful beings love Earth, not just Earth, but just food that goddamn much. It's like y'all just can't make it. Okay.
It's like, just like, which reminded me of this thing I used to do in high school where I would try to annoy people around me. Like, if I had, like, let's say a cookie or a sandwich or something, and I hadn't done it around this person yet, I'd, like, take a bite out of it. Just be like, mmm.
I remember this
Second
shit.
bite, mmm. And the third one, mmm.
I remember you used to do that weird shit.
And it's always the third bite that would make people go, "What the fuck, man?"
Because you know you into the food, but nobody expects you to sound like you fucking about to nut on yourself. Damn.
Exactly. That's why I love the third one. The whole comedy rule of threes and everything.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
I have to set them off with the third. But yeah. So Winston Beers' food gases. I'm like, nostalgia
And
for all the
Bulma,
wrong
Bulma was
reasons.
talking about she was friends with Weez, but she was also like thinking, yeah, I'm gonna make sure I fucking become friends with your ass, so that way if anything ever comes up, you gonna spare us.
For someone who doesn't do a lot of fighting throughout the series, I fucking love Bulma.
She's smart,
Yeah,
clearly.
like she uses everything within her actual toolkit, I guess, and she maintains being entertaining to me. That's why I like her as opposed to most usual like eye candy side characters that are useless as all hell. I like Bulma because she's not useless as all hell. Anyway, but like you said, yeah, I liked her manipulating Whis and doing whatever she could. Eventually, Whis reveals himself to be Beerus' teacher, which Vegeta, hearing that's like, train me now. And Whis is like, well, I could train you, but you'd have to agree to be a destroyer god. How about I just give you food? Give you the best food ever. Okay. So Vegeta starts trying to take him to food places, and Bulma's already taken him to like every single one. Because Whis has been coming here for a while without telling them.
Yeah, what did he say? He said, "Oh, this was even better than first." No, he said, "This is even better than the first time." And he's like, "It's like, oh yeah, I had this the other day." He's like, "Damn it!"
So eventually he wins him over though with cup noodles, which cup noodles from Japan are fucking legit. Like actual Japanese cup noodles are fucking legit, and that's how Vegeta actually wins him over with those like food gasming over it. So he agrees to train him. And Bulma, even though she had like a little bit of reservations at first, like I said earlier, she knows what she married. She already had the man some armor made for him to train in and stuff. Like, here's your special training armor. I'm like, see, you know what you married. And you're like,
Yeah,
why would I try to change this?
beautiful couple shit. It is.
Exactly. And so we get episode 8 or 17. Pan's been born, so that's how much time has passed. What's up?
Just these motherfuckers with Pan, bro.
Oh yeah.
What they would? I know you're gonna
Yeah,
go.
Gohan using the Great Saiyan Man thing to like entertain his daughter alongside Hercule, where they fight over her affection, and they're like
And then
tossing her up in the air.
these motherfuckers tossing the fucking daughter and granddaughter in the air while pretending to fight each other.
But she's clearly enjoying it.
But when I saw this, obviously it's fake and it's cartoons. But when I saw this shit, I was like, if that ain't some dude shit, that's some shit that dudes. I don't care who the fuck you are. That's some dude shit. Men will do some dumbass shit like, yes, I will fight you. Ha. That is men. Yes.
But like, and again with the whole people knowing the people around them, Videl's cool with the fact that they doing this. She's like, oh, they're having fun with Pan and everything. But Chi Chi,
yeah,
party pooper that she is, comes in. No, you can't do this. You don't want her to be in real fashion. She's gonna be a model and blah blah blah. I'm gonna I'm gonna what's the term? Pigeonhole her into my image the way I want. And then her,
like, oh, you almost made me drop her.
Yeah, like Mom, you're ruining our concentration. We would have dropped her. We've been doing this for weeks. Calm down. Last thing you need to say to Chi Chi. But he's like, We do this every day, Mom. It's fine. Trust
Fucking
me. You almost, because they got mad at her, like, you almost made us drop her. What the fuck's wrong with you screaming at us?
fucking hilarious.
But yeah, she's like this, and she's like, I'm pigeonholing into my own image. And Haruki's like, no, I'm pigeonholing her into my own image. Blah, blah, blah. She gonna be a martial artist. And the way he was talking about she needs to be a fighter, blah, 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 it made me think about it. Like, Hercule's just a less talented Goku. And it's just, instead of focusing on actually being the strongest, he'd rather focus on his reputation of being the strongest.
Yeah.
But he's still all about the martial arts. He trained his daughter in martial arts because eventually Chi-Chi just takes the baby and she's like, no one can see the baby because and she's like, Fidel, don't you understand what they're gonna do? Fidel's like, I grew up a martial artist.
Yeah.
My dad's a martial artist. My husband is better than both of us at martial arts, even though he doesn't really want to be.
She even said that's what attracted me to him.
Yeah, she's like, that's part of what attracted me to him. Martial arts. Why would I care if my daughter wants to be a martial artist or not? Also, Chi-Chi, the whole martial artist means you broke thing doesn't have to be true. Clearly, yeah, that's the other thing. You don't even have to focus on the baby like, oh, then the baby can't be rich one day because the baby's already rich, you dumb bitch. But
all right, calm down.
She's just... But yeah, we cut across, we start seeing
Go ahead.
we go from crazy. We see Krillin being a cop now, like we saw in the beginning of Resurrection F, but we see like earlier starts of him like being a cop coming across Bulma. Eventually everybody's talking to each other, and I think that's where Bulma mentions to Chi-Chi, like, yeah, well, whatever. My husband, Vegeta's been training with Whis for some time now. I don't care. We know what we married, whatever. What are you gonna do? And Goku's like, Vegeta's been training with Whis? Why didn't nobody fucking tell me?
Oh, you did talk about how when they were talking to Videl, all the women had barricaded themselves. In the room. Yeah, that was funny. And the way they pulled Bulma in, Bulma, you can go ahead because she got the speeding ticket. That's right. From, Krillin. And she's like, I'll go and talk to him if Krillin gets rid of the speeding ticket. No, all right. And then they just pulled her in the room. The way they pulled her in the room was fucking hilarious. Hey, it's Bulma. And you hear stuff move. Ah!
And then you hear it move again.
Yeah, but then fast forwarding to Vegeta's training with Whis and the way Goku jumped through the fucking wall. He's doing what?
I need to train. I need to train now. No, you don't need to train. Shut up, Chi-Chi. I need to train. And eventually, like, he starts trying to, like, bug Bulma all the time. Is Whis here yet? Is Whis here yet? Is Whis here yet? Is Whis here yet? And driving her crazy. Eventually, Whis shows up and he starts badgering him. Can we train yet? Can we train yet? Can we train yet? I'm trying to eat. Okay, we'll do it after you eat. 2 seconds later. Are you done eating yet? No, still starting.
Blew up you.
Are you eating yet? Look.
Right. He was like, bruh, you'll get the fuck away, and I tell you when I'm ready, I'm gonna start destroying shit.
Right? Like, look, I won't train you at all at this point.
Right.
But Gohan sees that that's what his dad's like tripping off of, and he's like, Mom's not gonna like this. So he snitches to Chi-Chi, and she shows up.
He did.
Sorry, Dad. I had to. Did you? She shows up. You don't even live with her anymore. So Chi-Chi shows up all mad, but eventually Whis is like, oh, well, family spat. I guess I'll be leaving. And Goku's like, Chi-Chi, bitch at me later. Grabs on and flies away. Now, I would be remiss if I didn't mention that, since I've been keep going on about Bulma knows what she married, Videl knows what she married, Chi-Chi's like, hey, well, that's Goku. So, huh?
the second that he was gone, and she just like, well, all right.
That's my go. That's my Goku. Okay, and I get it. Like, so Chichi knows what she married too. She's cool with it. No, she's not cool with it. She keeps trying to change the man, and that's why it's different than the other two. The other two accept him for what they married. They know what they married. They didn't marry with something and say they're going to change it into what they want it to be, like she keeps trying to do with Goku. And she just has to concede that maybe next time I'll get through to him. No, the other two are like, Vegeta, if you go to the park with us like once every 7 years, cool.
But she also knows what she married.
Like I said, she knows what she married, but she clearly, it's not the same situation as the other.
Oh, you're right. You're right about that.
That's why I was like, I'd be remiss if I didn't go on the technicality that yes, she knows what she married, but she's still constantly trying to change the man for stupid reasons. Like, you're the one who decided to order him to marry him when he was 10. Okay, that's on you.
Didn't they both meet doing martial arts?
Yes, she's a martial artist.
Yeah. I just kind of anyway.
She's more of a fighter than Boba, or at least she has. That's what I'm saying at one point. But yeah, but that's that episode. So we get episode 18. Kakarot arrives at Beerus's place, trying to train with Vegeta. At first, the training's not exactly what they expected, because it's like, or what Goku expected, because it's mainly chores and shit. He's like, "This is the training. How does it make us?" And it's shit like changing Beerus's sheets, which is actually kind of challenging because the dude just.
I was gonna say without waking him up, which is funny.
Yeah, which is actually more challenging than it sounds because it's Beerus we're talking about. And then there's other shit like cleaning stuff or pulling grass and weeds and stuff that grow back the next day.
Yeah, they did the whole fucking big ass field. Well, this will last 24 hours. Goku's like, what, bitch?
And then Whis is immediately like, okay, time to train. And then so there is actual training because at first Goku's like, is this some wax on, wax off shit? And Vegeta's like, no, this is just chores. Wait, what? So they do a training thing where they're like, stick their arms in a thing that they have to lift and run a lap around the Beerus Island before the ground underneath them falls out and they fall into an endless abyss and die. And Goku can't lift his at first, and Vegeta's like, you gotta lift it this way. I can't lift mine either. Well, yeah, you were getting too used to it, so I like tripled the weight. Why? But like halfway around, Beerus just teleports them just in time to get attacked by Beerus in his sleep. And it's like, that's the training for today. Hey, they survived. Good. That they were able to react in time. All right, another successful day of training. And they get ready to go to bed or whatever, and then like as Goku's sleeping, Vegeta's still at night. I need to lift this thing. Still training harder than Goku to get no result.
Not getting nowhere yet.
That goes to show you, kids. Anime lies to you. Hard work does not beat natural talent if natural talent bothers trying to. Because it's not like Goku doesn't train hard. He doesn't train as hard as Vegeta. But no amount of training from Vegeta will ever make him catch up to even being equals with Goku. He'll just be second place.
Did you just have a fucking real ass conversation with the fucking viewers? Goddamn.
It's the same It's the same message anime's actually trying to tell people. They just like to they like to vouch. They like to spout this hard work beats natural talent thing. It doesn't. Sorry to tell you, but that doesn't mean you shouldn't. Because there are talented people who don't work hard. You can beat them. But if talent works hard, talent wins. See Goku versus Vegeta.
I'm sad now. No, I'm joking.
The episode ends with this guy who apparently is called Lord Champa, who looks like a fat Beerus. And Champa is short for champagne, by the way. With this chick... or not short for, but that's what it's in a reference to.
Beer, champagne.
Beer, champagne, whiskey.
I did not know. HIS, so.
Yeah, and then there's this chick who looks a lot like a female version of Whis. They're sitting here, and they're blowing up a planet. probably hinting at them being the people blowing up shit in a way that Beerus isn't, but they're clearly looking for something. But that's how episode 18 ends. And then first arc, Dragon Ball Super over.
Chala headshot. No joking.
Motherfucker, Ega Unadoa. Kono, ay, 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 sparking. Yeah, the classic.
Okay.
Curious.
So,
all right. So, what did you think of the first arc of Dragon Ball Super, Jazz?
the one thing that I saw, I mean, and you told me this, but the one thing I thought just throughout the whole saga season arc, whatever, was that these motherfuckers, it was so funny. They acted like GT never happened. That was fucking hilarious. These motherfuckers said GT who? They went from oob to now. There was nothing in between that shit.
There ain't even a fucking oob to my knowledge.
Oh, shit, you might be right about that. Fucking Pan just got born. What, Pan? Like fucking 12, 13 in GT?
Mm-hmm.
And then fucking they were like, oh, she just got born in this one. Mm-hmm. Yeah, like, what the fuck? Like, there was no, I mean, I don't know GT except from what I've just read online and video games.
Step into the Grand Tour, step into the Grand Tour, Dragon Ball GT. That's what the GT stands for, apparently, Grand Tour.
I always thought it was Grand Tournament, a great technique. I never knew what it was.
Apparently, it means Grand Tour. And now that's somebody telling me, and that person watched it. I didn't. But yes, the theme song, or at least for one of the dubs of the theme song, it's a rap theme, and they start talking about rapping about stepping into the Grand Tour.
That's hilarious. But no, I just thought it was funny. I was like, there was no mention of like Omega Shenron. They talk about the most powerful beings. There was no baby Vegeta. There was none of this shit. I was like, these motherfuckers, anytime they did a flashback, they was shit from DBZ. So that was fucking hilarious.
Mm-hmm. If GT happens, it happens way after.
Way after.
If at all.
If at all, exactly. But again, the biggest thing that I noticed from this was no GT because Pan just got born. Mm-hmm. So yeah. But this this series, saga, whatever thing, it was funny that you were telling me too that the first arc is basically just Battle of Gods, just elongated, expanded type shit, and that's basically what this was it expanded. I do wonder if I would have appreciated the other, like if I had seen the episodes first or the movie first, would I have appreciated one over the other depending on the order I saw them? Because as much as I did appreciate this, I didn't appreciate this as much as I probably would have if I saw this before I saw the movie. Mm-hmm. Because as I was watching it, I was like, well, this is just the fucking movie. Just
same.
But one thing these are small little details I liked. I liked basically any anime after a certain year, like let's say 2011, the drawing is just so fucking high definition. That shit, because the movie was like that and this is like that, it was so fucking good that like the drawing and how crisp the colors were and shit, that was nice. It's nice seeing the Z fighters together and all that shit, the ones we care about. Yamcha. So yeah, Yamcha's alright. I'm not a big fan of that motherfucker. It's like, yay, I'm gonna get with Bowman. No, I'm not. Like, okay, bitch. Anyway, but no.
Oh no, I forgot. There was actually a line where Vegeta mentions something and they're like, oh boy, get to see Yamcha.
Like, Yamcha's not bad. I'm making it sound like I don't like Yamcha that much, but at the same time, I never really gave a fuck about Yamcha in the show. I just never really did. Yamcha's bigger shit was in Dragon Ball towards like the middle or into Dragon Ball.
Well, a good chunk of it, he's like part of the main party and actually does shit.
Yeah, he was a bad guy turned good too, wasn't he? Mm-hmm. Yeah. But no. So it was nice seeing the Z fighters. It was funny seeing every time people wear the same clothes. Their same clothes were different clothes in this one, so that was cool. Goku with his fucking safari gear and Bulma with her fucking tank top and ascot, and Videl with the dress and everything. So that was cool. The biggest thing we love about DBZ is the family friend dynamic between everybody.
Mm-hmm.
And this gave you that shit in spades. So that was very, very nice. I go back and forth between how I feel about Beerus just as a villain in the first place. Because even from the movie to this, I'm just looking at it and Beerus is cool, but Beerus ain't no Cell, Beerus ain't no Frieza. It might be because Beerus is nowhere near as ruthless as anybody else in the fucking show. So maybe that has something to do with it.
Well, depending on who you ask.
But yeah, but oh, shout out to the phone. But no, Beerus always spared them, so that's why I say he's not as ruthless and shit. But he's this all-powerful being, and Whis is even more powerful than his ass. Mm-hmm. But he always just kind of seemed like he came, he saw, and he decided not to conquer. You feel me? And that was just, I'm a little about that. It's like, I'm all powerful. Yay, look how powerful I am. Yeah, man, I'm so powerful, you can't defeat me. Don't worry about it. Just like, that was just a little odd to me. But I thought it was good. I thought it was cool. Again, I think the biggest thing that clouded my judgment on this would have been if I saw this before the movie, would I not like the movie as, or would I not be appreciating the movie as much as I feel I should? Because I feel like I don't appreciate this as much seeing the movie first. Mm. There you go.
No, same. I can see where you're coming from with that, because I actually watching this the second time, I'm like, do I like this more or less than the movie? I can't really tell. I kind of feel like I like it less than the movie, but that's also because I'm watching 14 episodes. But at the same time, if I watch this, back in the day, it's the Beerus arc.
Right.
And it's like, in that regards, it's like, I still like a lot of the stuff they did. I like that the fight in its own way was on a bigger scale.
It was honestly, it's funny. Let you finish, obviously, but the thing that I kind of didn't like was how the fight was so fucking long. It didn't bother me, but I didn't like it as much that they made the fight 5-6 fucking episodes. It's like, all right, Joe.
What I didn't like, it was about 4, but what I didn't like was how many times they went to the Goku loses, oh wait, he doesn't.
Yeah, that's why you kept doing it throughout the review.
Or does he? Yeah. Like, just lose, buddy. I get it. After the first or second time, especially, it's like, all right, buddy, we get it. You am Goku. You win because you're Goku. Unless you go against Superman, who wins because he's Superman. Which trumps anything you've done. Because, especially if we talk about future Superman, who decided to stay inside the sun for like 1,000 years and was literal god after coming out, apparently. That's part of why Death Battle's like, no, I don't think you guys understand. It doesn't matter what form you give Kakarot, Superman wins. And we still don't need, and neither of these videos, we have to reference future Superman. So there's that. But yeah, I liked it. I want to say because it was drawn out to the point where Kakarot kept having fucking comebacks, kind of liked it less than the movie. But at the same time, a lot of the effects and shit they did, I did enjoy a lot of the context of the fight more. Otherwise, like I said, the fucking super dragon effects when they're like punching each other, it's like, damn.
Yeah, there was a lot of shit I liked. Uh-huh. I don't want to make it seem like I didn't like it. I just feel like I didn't appreciate it as much as I wanted to.
No, and I hear you, and so I'm like, if I would have seen this as a show first, yeah, I don't know. I probably obviously I'd still enjoy the movie, but it'd be one of those things where would I tell somebody, hey, you can watch this movie, but you might as well just watch it in the show, dog. It's better. As opposed to now where I'm like, look, just watch the movie. It's, 6 hours of stuff, or 4 hours of stuff condensed into a 1.5 hour. Yeah, some stuff might be different here or there, but at the end of the day, who cares? Type deal.
Right.
But no, all in all, still great. I did like a lot of the character moments, like you said. That's what I did like more about the series. Yeah. Like, to take away from some of the things I didn't like, some of the stuff they added, I was like, all right. Just constant smiles and laughs. So for that, I like that. So when it comes to like these things, are we still like rating the arcs and stuff like that?
I was gonna ask you, do we want to rate the arcs?
I mean, we can.
Okay. I don't remember what the fuck I gave Battle of Gods.
8.
So huh?
8.
Okay, I was about to say I'm probably gonna look like a jackass.
We eventually agreed on 8. I only know that because I edited it this week and posted it.
Yeah. Well, I was actually in the middle of watching it before this, and I was saying it because I was thinking to myself, because
what a wonderful world.
What?
You said I was thinking to myself, and I said, "What a wonderful world."
But no, I was thinking to myself though that I was like, if I watch our review of Battle of Gods, I reviewed Battle of Gods. By the way, everybody check it out. But if I watch our review of Battle of Gods, I was thinking, am I gonna fuck my judgment up of what I may or may not remember because they're so fucking similar? I was thinking that. Mm-hmm. But no, what's so funny is I didn't remember what I rated the movie, but I was thinking about probably giving the arc an 8. Mm-hmm. So because I said that the arc is not as appreciated by yours truly as I would hope that it would be, I'm going to go ahead, and if I gave the movie an 8, just based off of that, I'm going to give this motherfucker a 7.5. Because it's the same shit, just elongated. And it's like you said, if I had seen the show first and then saw the movie, would the movie feel like a condensed version of the show? Mm-hmm. Because the show felt like a long version of the movie. So, yeah. But yeah, 7.5.
I'm gonna go with 8 because kind of like what I was saying, where in a similar vein to what you were saying about like, them being similar but different. I feel like the different stuff I didn't like about either kind of cancels out by the stuff I did like that was different. You know what I mean? So I'm like, overall, I'll give the arc an 8. Just the same as the movie, but I feel like I like the movie more, but you rated this. But I also went back and forth to that review between 8 and 8.5 for the movie. So this one I'm just solid 8. And I just know it's an 8.
Well, based off of that, we give the first story arc a 7.75.
Well, there you go.
Which is a damn good rating. So
yeah. No, I enjoy it. I enjoyed it. Looking forward to the next one, which, by the way, is also a movie, but made in anime form.
We'll see if I appreciate that as much.
But yeah, so that'll be our next one. But yeah, links in the description and stuff in the description for people's socials and the whatnot, because I realize we do a decent amount of stuff and it takes like another 2 minutes to add it to these already long reviews. So the links are down there because I put them down there anyway. Or rather, I put, the names of the accounts and stuff like that.
Yeah, I've been noticing you've been doing this. So the only other thing that we don't necessarily promote down below is obviously be sure to check out all the other things that we do on this channel and just the shit that he does solo.
All right, guys. Thank y'all very much for watching. We'll catch you in the next one. Adiosness. Yeah, people think Nappa can't beat Vegeta, but I think Nappa know how. So we're gonna go.